Joining us is former Australian cricketer Shane Watson. Shane, thank you so much for being here on the Times Network firstly. How has it been playing in the Legends League cricket, World Giants, into the finals as well?
Yeah, look, it's been a lot of fun to be here for the Legends League. It really is so much fun to still have this opportunity to be able to play at this stage in my life. We all absolutely love the chance to be able to play together. The World Giants team, for me to be able to reunite with Virat Kohli. I played with him for the Sydney Thunder in 2016, Chris Gale at RCB for 2 seasons, and then to be able to play with some guys who I haven't played with before, like Paul Collingwood, Hashim Amla. It really is just it's an incredible concept, and I feel so unbelievably lucky to be able to have this opportunity, and I can't thank Vivek and Rahman enough to be able to put a tournament like this on. It really is an absolute pleasure to be a part of.
Shane, talking about cricket, India and Australia has been playing a lot of it. We had the Test series, we are now in the ODI series, but I want to talk to you about the World Test Championship final because it's going to be very, very exciting. English conditions. I know your heart and mind is with Australia, but on paper, what do you make of the two teams?
Look, I think for the game to be at the Oval in England, is certainly, for me, it gives the Australians an advantage because their fast bowlers in particular, and their batters as well. The Oval is as close to Australian conditions as you can in the UK. So from that perspective, I really feel that Australia have got the advantage over just the conditions alone. And coming from playing a lot of their Test matches in India where the ball's turning a lot. It's certainly going to be very different at the Oval, but it's going to be an incredible Test match. World Test Championship final, Australia and India, after just playing a great series, but India dominating. To be able to have that in the UK, it's going to be something very special to watch.
You're saying that the conditions would possibly be in favour of Australia, but what do you make of players like Virat Kohli, Ravindra Jadeja, R. Ashwin? Don't you think they have the potential to turn any match in India's favour?
Oh, of course. Oh, there's no question. And Virat, he's obviously as good as it gets, and for him to be able to bat the way he did in that last Test match, and that'll give him so much confidence to be able to. He knows how to perform in the big matches, as we've seen so often. And no question, Jadeja and Ashwin, in all conditions, they bowl incredibly well, and they are match winners with both bat and ball. So it doesn't matter. Of course, it doesn't matter if it's at the Oval or if it's in Nagpur. They're still going to play very, very well. But with the ball not turning as much, it's going to test their skill that little bit more. Whereas obviously when the ball's turning a lot, Jadeja it's nearly impossible to be able to play. So they're certainly going to have a huge impact on the game, but it just won't be as much an impact as quickly as they have when the Test match here in India.
And Shane, you've played a lot of IPL as well. Is there any Indian player that has caught your attention that you want to see more of? Everyone talks about, Shubman Gill. Rishabh Pant, of course, is in recovery mode now. His comeback is most awaited. But any other player, if you want to talk about them?
Well, Shubman Gill's someone who I've always loved watching play, and he's done incredibly well for Gujarat in the last IPL and helped them win the first their first tournament in the first season, and to be able to see the way he's taken on international cricket in one-day cricket and Test matches as well is something he doesn't come along very often. Someone of his skill, so he's incredibly able to watch and open the batting as well. It's as tough as it gets. The other one, the person that I absolutely love watching, I never want to miss him when he's playing, is Hardik Pandya. I'd love to see him play all 3 formats because he's got the game, he's got the technique and the skill to be able to dominate a Test cricket as well. Obviously, the biggest challenge is, as it was for me, is your body.
Do you see him in the WTC, Hardik Pandya?
Oh, I'm not sure if he'll play. He won't play in the World Test Championship this time, but once his body's able to just get back to what it was, he's got the skill to be able to dominate Test cricket as well as like he does in one-day and T20 cricket.
And final question, Shane, we are also not too far away from the ODI World Cup that is going to be happening in India. What are your expectations from it? I mean, everyone's looking forward to India versus Australia, India versus Pakistan. How are you looking at the ODI World Cup?
It's going to be an incredible tournament. There's no question. Any World Cup is, and especially in India as well, it really does bring the subcontinent teams into more reckoning for sure. And India in particular, obviously, they know the conditions better than anyone. So India is certainly a great chance of being able to win that one-day World Cup at home. But Australia are playing great one-day cricket. Obviously, England have been playing great one-day cricket as well. So, and always India, Pakistan, and that to be in India as well is going to be something that no one's going to want to miss. So, in a perfect world, obviously India and Pakistan do play in the final. That's what everyone would love to be able to see how big that would be. But hopefully Australia will be able to try and ruin the party a little bit.
Well, thank you, Shane, for your time and speaking to us.
My pleasure.
Well, on that note, that's